What's going on, guys? So in today's edition of Naruto Retsuden and the Spiral of Destiny, we're going to be covering a very huge scene in this story where Naruto has a little bit of depression that he's dealing with, and it's very much in character for Naruto Uzumaki. Now, if you happen to stumble across this video by accident, I'm not going to waste my time explaining where in the timeline this takes place. If you want more information, you're going to have to go to the homepage, scroll down to the Naruto novels, look for the section titled Naruto Novels in the Boruto Era, and you're going to want to watch Kakashi Retsuden and Sasuke Retsuden, the videos in that playlist, because those are part 1 and part 2 of this 3-part story. So with that being said, though, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you're all caught up with the story, and we're just going to get into this very fascinating portion of the Naruto Retsuden novel. So what I like about this scene that we're going to be going over today is the fact that after all of the chaos on the quote assassination attempt on Naruto, you get this huge plot reveal about what's going on. So one of the core themes of the Sasuke Retsuden novel is that a ninja must always learn to see past deception. Well, in the situation like this, the irony is that the ninja that was employed to attack Naruto and kill him, he'd been spying on Naruto for 3 whole days, and he didn't even realize that the Naruto he was following wasn't actually Naruto Uzumaki. Instead, it was Shikamaru who had transformed himself into Naruto. Now, granted, it's a transformation jutsu. However, it's one of those things you want to do your due diligence. And what I like about this right here is that after Sasuke manages to take down the last shadow clone, after Shikamaru's clone and Moegi and Udon incapacitate the final and the original body of the assassin, Shikamaru gets on this boat. And we walk in and we see that Naruto's been bound and gagged, and he's been tied up in chakra reinforced chains that are strong enough to withstand Naruto, especially in Naruto's condition where Naruto's struggling to mold chakra on a consistent basis. Now, what I like about this is the fact that the whole reason why they do this is they're trying to protect Naruto from himself. Because had Naruto been out there, Naruto, when people were asking him and begging him to make a Rasengan, Naruto would have done it. And again, it would have been a national security matter because there have already been small leaks that something's not right with the 7th Hokage, but nobody can confirm it because that intel has not gone past the classified stage of Konoha. The only people outside of Naruto's small circle who know about this are the people in the scientific research development team that are doing all of this research trying to find that cure for Naruto. They're pouring over all of this data in regards to Sage's 6 paths, and so a leak would have came from somebody like that. And it's not crazy to say that, hey, maybe this was a potential situation, because if you recall, the Car organization placed Katasuke under a genjutsu in order to get the ninja tech that he had developed for Konoha and to get that data and to use that for their own purposes. So I think this is very much in line. Now, what I will say, though, is Naruto's reaction to all this is so heartbreaking because Naruto, you can see that this is bugging him to no ends, because Naruto, while he did make a ninja career basically of relying on the help of others and understanding that there are certain things that he's not skilled at, but there are people around him who can make up for any deficiencies that he has as a ninja, it's actually a smart reflection of Naruto as a leader to keep those same people around him. However, Naruto has a lot of pride, and this idea that Naruto isn't even well enough to carry out diplomatic missions like this for extended periods of time, and in particular, he's not able to fully be able to defend himself should anything happen, it really crushes Naruto's pride, because you have to look at it from this perspective. This was the kid who had the dream of becoming Hokage. He's got the job now, but he's got this illness that almost killed the Sage's 6 paths. They haven't been able to replicate a cure yet. Naruto's having to keep this from his family because Naruto is worried that that information will affect his wife, it'll affect his daughter, it'll affect his son. And Naruto can't let this information get out to the public because he cannot undermine the confidence that the public has in the Hokage position. And attacks like this prove that Shikamaru, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi are right, that there are people who would take advantage of Naruto being in a weakened state, and so they're trying to protect Naruto from himself. So With all that scene and context finally being set, it's here I'm going to begin reading the passage from the novel, and then I'll come back to you guys my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. The 7th Hokage responded with dignity to the cheers before him as he proceeded up onto the boat's seaplane ramp. Looking back at the crowd as he entered the ship made the cheers grow louder. The 7th Hokage turned back to a small jumping boy, shaking his hand. When the boat seaplane took off, the Hokage moved from the staff and into the interior of the ship, headed for his cabin prepared in the back. Immediately as he pulled on the door, he looked around at his surroundings, making sure no one was watching before slipping into the room. As he entered the cabin, there was Naruto Uzumaki rolling around on the middle of the floor. Both of his hands and feet were tied up as he was carefully gagged. Now you know I don't know what you're saying. Naruto's mouth screamed as soon as he removed the gag wet with saliva. Shikamaru, you bastard! Untie this rope on me right now, Naruto shouted. It couldn't be helped. You wouldn't listen to us, Shikamaru replied. I told you, I'd go out on my own today, Naruto replied. Shikamaru had transformed into the 7th Hokage and gone to the meeting, scratched his head as he returned to his original form. The meeting was mostly on his request. Gas, importing prices remained unchanged with the price increases. So, I don't know, but there were assassins who were trying to shoot at you. After all of this, replacing myself with you was the right thing to do, was the right thing for me to do, Shikamaru said sternly. What? Naruto replied. Hearing of an assassin made Naruto's complexion change. Was there any damage? Naruto asked. I don't want this to get out. Who do you think we were guarding? Shikamaru asked. Shikamaru casually untied Naruto's rope. It was a reinforced rope made by the Scientific Ninja Weapon Tech Department, formed by concentrated chakra. With Naruto's current physical strength, he couldn't break it. There was an assassin in a 4-man cell consisting of 3 shadow clones in his original body. The clones were handled by the security team. His original body was captured by my shadow paralysis jutsu and handed over to the land of stairs. I hope his employer can talk his way out of this one, Shikamaru replied. The security team? No way, Naruto said. In response to Naruto's bad feeling, 3 figures came down from the ceiling boards without a sound. Kakashi Hokage, Sakura, and Sasuke Uchiha. Today's security team for the 7th Hokage. As Naruto looked at all 3 of their faces, his head dropped, looking down. I told you guys, I didn't need an escort, Naruto said, not meeting their gaze. The frustration was unbearable. Being in such a condition, he didn't want to need so many people devoted to protecting the Hokage. End quote. Now, I absolutely love this because what we're seeing is that Naruto's close friends understand they have to protect Naruto from himself. Naruto on a certain level understands it himself, but it's Naruto's pride as a man that is hurting right now because Naruto, you have to look at it from this perspective. He's acquired God levels of power. At this point in the story, Jigen has not been introduced. So as far as Naruto knows, there's nobody who can rival his power level. Maybe you could sit there and make the very good argument that Sasuke will be able to give Naruto a run for his money if they fought 100% bloodlusted. However, with Sasuke aside, there's nobody who comes even close to being able to rival his power. Naruto isn't just on cloud 9, he's on cloud 9,000 at this point. And for somebody like Naruto who scratched and clawed to be able to attain that power and to be able to attain that international recognition as the strongest ninja in existence and also be feared as somebody who could destroy an entire continent should he choose to. The fact of the matter is that Naruto having to rely on so many people from childhood friends like Moegi and Udon, as well as his advisor Shikamaru and his former teammates Sasuke, Sakura, and his former teacher Kakashi, his predecessor Kakashi. Naruto's pride is hurt as a man right now because Naruto understands that Shikamaru's words are right. If Naruto had been out there, there wasn't much that he could do in a situation like that. And because of his nature, he could have put himself in a position where he likely could have got himself killed. So I like that you see that realization, and Naruto's final thoughts is that being in such a condition, he didn't want to need so many people devoted to protecting the Hokage. Naruto is facing his mortality, but he's also facing his own newly placed limitations on him, and Naruto struggling with that whole acceptance that this is his new normal now. And it's actually nice foreshadowing to what you have currently in the series, where after Kurama went smoke, which you should have seen in the anime by now, Naruto no longer has Kurama's power. And so Naruto's having to rely on other people even more so than he ever had to do before. Naruto got a small taste of that during the events of this story here. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you guys agree with the added measures that Shikamaru, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi made for Naruto? Was it going just a little too far to have the Ninja Weapon Tech Department come up with these chakra chains that can bind Naruto? And what do you think about the fact that there are chakra chains that can bind Naruto? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.